और Nilesh sir, you are not audible. Nilesh sir, you are not audible. Nilesh sir, you are not audible. प्रशांत सर उनको सर कॉल कर लीजिए उनको। आई थिंक उनको मैसेज नहीं पहुंच रहा है। वही तो सर मेरे साथ है। देखिए अच्छा अच्छा, यस यस। सर
आ रहा है ना? एक साथ कैसे आता है? एक साथ कैसे आता है?
आवाज
क्यों?
पता नहीं क्यों नहीं आ रहा।
यहाँ बंद तो नहीं है, यहाँ बंद तो नहीं है। हाँ? यहाँ से
हाँ ठीक।
क्यों नहीं?
From the University of Mumbai. He is currently associate professor in the College of Social Work and affiliated to the University of Dr. Anand started the Bengaluru Nirman in the year 1991. One works for online programs
अब
like
देखो,
awareness and promoting employment are also active in
मिस है कि विजय आनंद मिस है कि
सर सर मिले सर सर अपना फोन स्टॉप करो। मिले सर प्लीज लॉग ऑफ ऑन लॉग आउट और सर ऑफ। ओके ओके ओके
नहीं है।
आवाज देखो आपने
आवाज साफ है ना यार? हाँ?
नहीं हो रहा, वही हो रहा।
सौ हो गया है।
अच्छा,
कैसे हो गया? इसमें 35।
इसका नहीं मतलब ऐसा। ये ऊपर है क्या? इसको निकाल के रख दीजिए तो अंदर, देखते हैं। इसको निकाल के अंदर रख दीजिए, ऊपर रख दीजिए।
ये हो रहा है।
contribution. They are invisible at the same time. I don't just imagine how it impacts the capacity. Because they are also included in the
नहीं हो रहा।
कोई प्लेगरिज्म आ गया होगा। छोड़ रहा है।
अब देखिएगा
देखना चाहिए।
आ जाएगा, लिखिए ना, आ जाएगा।
So
छोड़ दीजिए। अंदर
41 हो गए। 41 हो गए। बोल रहा है साउंड कैसे होगा? वहां चलें क्या? उस रूम में वहां पे कैसे करेंगे? इसको वहां रख देते हैं क्या?
नहीं वहाँ खोलते हैं, देखते हैं। ये वाला सिस्टम ना नया है, कम से
I won't take a lot of time and ask Dr. Lamni to continue this debating discussion ahead. Over to you.
Good evening to all. Am I audible? For someone else, in the ocean, let me thank all the coordinators for taking many efforts to provide the people both the business persons and as well as the participants and should discuss the issues of the social and Vijayantara has been by she has discussed the points which are at the personal level, how the individual migrant workers they come and its lockdown. My dear participants and the public at large, we have seen the whole life of the migrant workers during the lockdown. Please go ahead slowly. Only just put it what is called one is blue and gold. Because, I put it in the gold because the medical people, for the medical people, this is a golden era. They medicines and other things like they made a good business also. So I put it in a golden letters. Next one. Go ahead. These are the things now to the people. Just I put it for the information. Please go ahead. Just from on the day of and the problem started due to the public at large. Coming to India, it is the 13th January 2020, the first COVID case and almost all the population the whole nation after curfew. And unplanned lockdown. I'm sorry, I do not belong to any political party. Which government is there? What business? But tomorrow there is a lockdown. Means from today midnight, lockdown will start. 8 o'clock. There is the speech of the Honorable Prime Minister, and he will say, "So from midnight everything is closed." This is a sort of unplanned. If you look at the facts and figures, on the day of lockdown, they do not store anything, the food grain, the money, the other medicines, all those things are not at all available. Therefore, they were totally not prepared, and all of a sudden it is said 21 days, all the migrant workers, the business people, the common public at large will have to be there within the four walls. You tell me, is it possible to the people who are hand to mouth, who go every day to earn the wages, and while coming evening, they bring the food grains and they get prepare the food and they have the food. And for 21 days, there is no labor work. They are not supposed to come out. There were no wages. And how you can ask them to live within the four walls and live the life? So therefore, these migrant workers were totally very suffered. This is the major cause which has suffered a lot during the lockdown. Suddenly, overnight, all 21 days, you have to stay at the home. It is very miserable. Next one. Issues. The issues concerned were no food, no water. And the expert says that wash your hands every day, 10 times, 20 times, as many as times. Was there any water to the migrant workers? Was there a food? No. And when there is no water, how to wash the hands? When there is no water, question of sanitizer, leave it. When there are no clothes to wear, question about the mask, it is not at all concerned to them. So therefore, these are the things which I have listed here. There was no food, no water, no shelter at all. Why I am telling no shelter? Because most of them, city like Bombay, Kolkata, Chennai and all, a large segment of the population, they are the footpath dwellers. And Bombay is the first city wherein you can find KG Desai, Tata Institute of Social Sciences had conducted a study on footpath dwellers. He concluded that where a large number of footpath dwellers are there. When they are on the footpath, so no sleep at all, no place to sleep. Of course, no sleep at all. There was no place at all. And therefore, they spent all the sleepless nights. And no transport to go. 90% of the migrant workers suddenly decided they wanted to go back to their native places. And if you remember during all those days of the first pandemic situation and the first lockdown, it was given to the understanding of the common people that once corona is attacked, you are going to die. And migrant workers thought that if at all we are going to die, let us go to our native place and die at our native place. This was the very real feelings of the migrant workers. Therefore, they suddenly rush to the railway stations, bus stations, or any public places where the public transport and private transports, trucks and other things are available. They wanted to rush back, but no transport. And when they started When they started rushing to the transport places, the police picture and they started beating the workers. You are not supposed to go, and they are in the middle of their way. They are neither in Mumbai nor in the at their native places. They are along the way, and they are beaten like anything. No food, no water, barefooted people, and carrying heavy load on their head. They want to reach there. You have seen in the TV news that hundreds of kilometers people traveled by walk to reach their places. This was the so no transport was there, harassment by the police was there, and life at crossroad. The laborer's life was at the crossroad. Where to go? What to do? Should we go back to Mumbai? Should we go back to Delhi? Should we go back to Chennai? Or should we reach our places? So they were hanging in between. There was no place at all for them. And therefore, they were at the crossroad. Uncertainty of immediate future was there in front of them. Next one. This was our transport. Just have a look at this first one, please. This was our transport. All of a sudden, all the migrant workers started rushing to the public transport places. And see this, so lot of people were there at the bus terminuses, and I will show, but unfortunately there is no time. I have some video clips of how the migrant laborers were beaten by the police people. There was a lot there. Unfortunate situation. This is another misery. The queue of the people. Can you imagine? In Maharashtra, during Ashadi Ekadashi, we see such long queue, devotees going into the Pandharpur and having darshan. There is some enthusiasm, there is some religion force. But here, these people are they're rushing to their cities and their villages from the cities, and long queues are there. No transport is there. You tell me what a hell of their life is there. Huge luggages, and these luggages, not 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 25 kilometers, 100 kilometers. You must have heard the news or the TV that there were few people who died on the way, the long walk, because of the no food, because of the no water. This situation were not at all noticed by the public governance. State governance, it may be central governance. So therefore, the people, you look at this, because looking at the slide is easy, but once you go into that moment experience, then you will understand what is the hell of experience they are facing it. Please go ahead. I will then come back in. See, we all talked that maintain social distancing. I term this is not a social distancing, physical distance. Because physically being also, socially you can be connected. We have found this social distance, but physical distancing to be maintained. Look at this slide, please, my dear participants. The other resource persons, please look at it. Is it a, do you there's no transport, okay, all running to their places. This is another tragedy. Next. So the food was not there. Infected by the coronavirus. concern for family. Some family in Mumbai, so they were worried about the family. There was anxiety, there was fear. All these answers are nothing but social psychological challenges. They were supposed to be taken care by the NGOs, the governance, and the social workers who are and during these 4 5 months, the migrant workers have lost their dignity, they lost their respect. There is no empathy, there is no sympathy, there is no compassion, there is no individual treatment. What is this nonsense? Are we taking care of them? So therefore, my dear friends, this life was really miserable to the people. And it was immediate concern of the NGOs, immediate concern of the professional social workers like us, the medical social workers. So help the people, the migrant workers, to live with the dignity, to live with the respect, to live with the empathy. We should show them empathy. We should show compassion and recognize specific and varied needs of each and every person and family as a whole. Next, please. So it is a lockdown about the nationwide lockdown. The World Bank has reported not less than 40 million internal migrants were suffered due to the coronavirus and the lockdowns thereafter. 40 million people. This data I am giving data. Today's data, if I am update data, it doubles this. Therefore, 80% of the migrant workers, they suffered a lot. Within a few days, 2 or 3 days, 50 to 60,000 workers rushed from Mumbai city to their native places. First 2 days, no transport also. Next one. And this is again, come back please. This is again embarrassing. What is the opinion? The media contacted, you must have seen, watched over the television that media people asked many, I am sorry, media people asked many questions which were useless. Useless in the sense, they are walking 100 kilometers, they are asking media people, are you tired? My media friend, you walk 100 kilometers, you will understand what is the life. Are you hungry? Where you are getting the water? So, my dear friends, bring them water, give them food, give them transport. Instead of that, so you are going to the people and asking, so what is your opinion? What is the hell of opinion? The opinion is only to die. And once this question was asked to them, so would you come back to cities? They said, I will never come back. I will never come back. City life is very miserable. I will stay in my villages. My dear co-speakers and my participants, I have one concern here. What is the today's condition of the migrant workers? Do you know this? They have left the cities, they went to the rural area, they have lost their wages, and they don't have the work in the rural area because these people are adapted to the city life. They are unable to work in the farm. They are neither work in the farm. They are coming back to the cities. They have no food. And secondly, all those village people who person from Mumbai were coming, they are keeping aside them. Don't come. Believe me, and you have seen that there were many villages, they blocked the total roads to their villages with the help of the bulldozers. All the roads to the villages, they were blocked. What does it mean? It means that there was no acceptance to the migrant workers, neither from the cities nor from the villages where they are born and brought up. This was such a miserable experiences they experienced. And of course, however, some experts say that, economic experts say that the economic pressure will again force them to come back to the cities, and already slowly they are coming back. Next, please. I have another 3-4 minutes, madam. Anjana Kulkarni, madam. Okay. Anyhow,
Sir, 2 minutes you can go ahead. 2
Okay.
minutes, sir.
Okay. Anyhow, during this situation, a large number of work has been done there. 37% of the total people were, the food for the persons were provided by the social work organizations. Okay, in Mumbai, in Gujarat, 93% of the people who were there, migrant workers, their food were provided by the NGOs. In Andhra Pradesh, 92% of the people got the food from the NGOs and social workers. Next, please. Please. So this is one of the comeback again. The NGOs distributing the food to the people who were there on the road, and it is really a contribution of the NGOs. We cannot forget it. Next one. Food distribution with the social workers. Again, next one, please. Go ahead. Here, shelters were provided by the most of the NGOs. 10.37 lakh people, they took refuge in shelter rooms provided by the state government and NGOs. Out of these 10.37 lakh, you know that 39.14 means almost 30% of the migrant workers shelter were provided by the NGOs. In Maharashtra, 83.56% shelter was provided by the NGOs. In Meghalaya, 95% shelter were provided by the NGOs. In Haryana, 41% shelter was provided by the NGOs. Andhra Pradesh, 41%. Punjab, 41%. I would like to conclude that a large number of NGOs, social work organizations, social service organizations, philanthropic institutions, mosques, masjids, Christian missionaries, temples, churches, mosques, all these organizations, they worked hard to provide the food and shelter to the people who were suffering a lot. Next, please. Next. See how the life is miserable. Shelter places of migrant workers. So the bridge is construction. Bridge construction is going on. Below there, so dogs are there, animals are there, pigs are there. All dirty place is there. They are taking shelter over there. This is the very miserable life the workers face. Next one, please. Next, please. Jansewa Foundation is one of the. Okay. Jansewa Foundation is one of the foundation which spent a lot of money, lot of manpower in providing the food to the people who are on the road. I don't want to give the figures, facts and figures. Next, please. Time is short. What is the important role of professional social work? What is the perspective? What we are talking of the perspective of social work. So there are many charitable organizations, they can provide the food and shelter. But our role is to give the counseling services to the workers. Traumatic condition is there. People are all there under tension, and we'll have to reduce the tension of not individual but the public. And here our major role is the rest. So therefore, trauma social work is one of the social work activity which has to be taken, which has taken place by the social workers. Next one. Next one, please. So this is how social workers coming to the people, taking their information, aiding them properly. This is one of the slides just I'm showing. Next one. This is again repetition. Please go ahead. This is extension of the point. Another 2 minutes I'm taking time. Madam, here, please listen to me. The future role of social work. All this has happened. Okay, people are coming back. Migrant workers are coming back. They will be here in Mumbai or Kolkata, Delhi. But vaccine may come, may not come today. But the day or the other, the vaccine will come. When vaccine will come, there is the big role of social workers. The social workers should think that equity and equality should be maintained there as far as the distribution of the vaccines are concerned. And all people should get equal access to the vaccine, irrespective of rich and the poor, and irrespective of the caste and creed, irrespective of the religion, all should give vaccine distribution equally. And more particularly, the vulnerable groups like senior citizens or people with weak immune system should get the vaccine first. And here, the important role is with us. Next one, the last slide here, please. As I told you, dramatic social work is there. Then the equal distribution of the vaccine is there. And the third one is very important. Already it is known to us that a large number of working centers have been closed because of loss of their businesses. The migrant workers slowly are coming back to the cities, but unfortunately there is no jobs to them. And if at all there is any challenge to the professional social workers, social work colleges, professional social workers association, NGOs and charity organizations, it is there to provide them job, and that is and only one challenge. My dear friends, social work made a beginning in the world, in USA, through the charity organization, started with the poverty elevation program. Where we have started, professional social work started with the poverty elevation program, and today, in this pandemic situation, we have a challenge to provide the jobs to the people, provide the business to the people, and accept the challenge of poverty alleviation. There lies the skills and professional skills, commitment and concern of all the professional social workers here. If we are not doing this, then the people will down. Next one, please. I think this is all about what I explained that. Once again, I conclude that. So these migrant workers we are discussing is okay. There are rickshaw drivers, there are hamalis at the railway station and other public places. There are priests, there are archakas, there are the vegetable vendors, there are housemaids. All the people in rural area also they have national business, they have national work, and all of them they are suffering. Let us be the professional social workers. Today we have to take a place that coming 6 months we all will join our hands to struggle a lot and work for the comfort life of the migrant workers and other part of the society. I congratulate the organizers for making this a successful seminar. I am thankful to all the last participants and all of them. They are very much sending their compliments about my talk and all. I am very much thankful to all the participants for your motivating messages to me. Thanks, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir, for this enlightening and enriching discussion. So, started with how COVID-19 started, then took us for a journey of how migrant laborers and migrant workers suffered at the hands of failure of the public health system, public administration system, and even embarrassment at the hands of media. We also highlighted what the role of social workers was throughout this process, and he also gave us the scope of what future social work can do and should do for these people who are a part of our daily life. Now, to take this discussion ahead, I invite Dr. Channavir RM to continue the discussion. Dr. Channavir RM is currently the head of Department of Social Work at the Central University of Karnataka. Dr. Channavir RM has done extensive work in the field of research and has 40 research papers and 2 books published through his name. He has worked on research projects with esteemed organizations like the MCC, NCRI, ICSSR, among others. He is active in guiding PhD and MPhil scholars at He has presented papers in both national and international journals. His research interests lie in the areas of social development, social transformation, social entrepreneurship, and community engagement. Without taking much time, I invite Dr. Channavir RM to take this discussion ahead. Sir, over to you.
Yes, madam. Good evening, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah. Respected resource persons, Dr. Vijayant Anand, the respected teacher, Dr. Basuras Lavani, sir, Ms. Sanjana. Very grateful for giving me this opportunity to share my views with regard to migration.
Yes, sir.
Channavir, we are seeing now. We are seeing.
Yes, yes.
Yes, it is displayed. Dr. Channavir, go ahead, please.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. You go ahead. You go ahead, sir, we can see.
Now this various issues. I will just briefly go ahead with some aspects which are complementary to their presentations. I will skip what they have covered. I'll just add those issues which may be of importance. One, this slide gives the overview of migrant labor. We have industrialization and urbanization go together in sociology as part of social workforce or sociology background. We also study about migration as part of industrialization. Shift of people from rural to urban areas, so migration phenomenon. The shift of rural people to urban, but now situation has changed. It is not just from rural to urban, but it is also includes rural to rural, rural to urban, urban to urban. Now, when we look at the census data, we have 30% of the Indian population who are migrant. It is increasing. Almost 8 crore migrants increased between 2001 and 2011. This is the general classification we do, and rural to urban migration is a serious issue that we see. That trend is very phenomenal. We also classify migration as intrastate and interstate. Within the state also we see migration, and between the states also we see migration. And if you look at, always it is Delhi, Maharashtra, where we see a lot of as a destination of migration, and Bihar and Uttar Pradesh as the source of migration. Sources and destinations are there. Normally, people migrate to Mumbai, in Maharashtra, Pune, and other places. Especially the North Karnataka people migrate to Mumbai and Pune, and also to Hyderabad. North people they migrate to Maharashtra and even Karnataka and many other states. So North people migrate in large number to southern states also. And if you look at Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, their mobility is very high. But mobility in the sense, migration and mobility, when we look at people move from one place to another place for various reasons, either for education, employment, work, wages, and even for seeking health facilities. Also, people move from one place to another place. There are two factors in sociology we normally study as social workers. They are push factors and pull factors. Normally in rural areas or in semi-urban areas, the issues are unemployment, lack of services or amenities, poor safety and security, drought, flooding, crop failure, poverty. These are the general reasons why people are moved from one place to another place. Why people move to other places, especially urban and semi-urban areas, because urban areas are having potential of employment. They have better service provisions. They have safer atmosphere, people perceive. But with regard to migrant, it is very difficult, This is a general factor, not keeping migrants in mind. If you look at the situation of migrant, it is very vulnerable. Compared to rural economy, urban economy is very potential to job. But there are issues of vulnerability, hazards, and associated with work, working conditions, workplace, and also living places. When you look at the impact of COVID-19 on migrant population, is very severe. Our two respected resource persons, they have explained. The social aspects, identity aspects, very important one. Dignity aspects, food security, safety aspect, essential services issues, economic support, and all that. So these are very important aspects that we, see and observe as far as migrant population is concerned. When we look at psychosocial aspects of challenges and impact of migrant population, under national disaster management act, government of India declared this pandemic as a disaster. So there are two issues. The people during lockdown they were having a lot of anxiety, fear. They were having phobia that they may get infected with coronavirus because there was even the government system machinery was not enough prepared. And it's such a drastic decision government had to take. Pros and cons will be there. After a century, Span flu in 1919. This was after almost a century. We had a major health disaster, and disasters are unmanageable to human resources and provisions and manpower. Management is also a very important issue. Government public system or government system also find it very difficult. They face a lot of challenges. They experience critical situation to take what kind of decisions or to make right decisions or to make right choices. It's a very critical and situation of great challenges. But despite that, government takes some decisions and system functions, and especially migrant people were the receiving aid because they had to lose jobs, they did not have a place to stay, they did not have food security, social security, economic security. As a result of that, lack of social support and public support system, lack of public support system, they were totally neglected. That social exclusion leads to a lot of challenges and issues. Especially we have interstate migrant workman act 19. We don't see of this provisions of this act. In fact, migrants have to register. They should have license. They should register with the authorities, and they should have proper records for their identities and all. But unfortunately, there are a lot of confusions, critical issues with regard to implementation of Interstate Migrant Workers Act. They don't get ration when they move from their native place where they have access to public distribution system or ration or food security. But when they move to cities and other places, they get deprived of it. So these kinds of deprivation, access to food security or will make them vulnerable. So especially in conditions when they face a disaster like this pandemic, they bound to experience a lot of distress. And government's one important measure what government has taken with regard to you are our finance officer, finance minister, extended food grain security to all people, those who have ration, those who don't have ration. This was one major decision, very good decision, which was taken by the government. We supported. And after the lockdown, or towards the end of the lockdown, swimming trains moved helpless of migrant workers to one place to other places. There were some issues of mismanagement with regard to who should bear the expenses and other accessibility, transport accessibility taken. Food security was extended to migrant people who not have operation. And one nation, one ration is extended and migration. Housing things, housing problems are very serious issues. We see slums, they are very much affected with the condition, situation of the neighborhood and business in cities, especially migrant people. They are the hard hit. Now, issues with regard to housing, issues with regard to food things. Every individual, whether he is they should have provisions associated with access to the housing or health, education, so education, employment, or wage, or housing security, food security, shelter security, health security. These securities needs to be ensured through a master database created by the government of India and shared with all the states. So that proper management, creation and management of that migrant population database will help you provide, at right time, the right services, essential services to them. Very importantly, agriculture was very hard hit during this. People could not take up to agriculture, and now they are experiencing in some places floods and all. And again, migrant people are some workers. They are going back to cities. Some are staying back in city in rural areas. So there is confusion. There is uncertainty with regard to the future. Important MSME, micro, small, and medium enterprises. It is very hard due to pandemic and already because of demonetization and GST, MSME was compensating itself or making up to the challenges. But we have 6.3 crore enterprises. There is a great contribution of MSME to our Indian economy. 30% in GDP is contribution and 50% contribution in export. So it employs 11 crore people. Although it is a small sector, but it employs a large population compared to the farmer sector. So MSME is a major thing because the production stopped, services, transport stopped. As a result, financial support, livelihood opportunities for rural people, but that also could not. That was also not managed properly. So the number of average days in all the states was very meager. The number of working days. What's important is we talk about Make in India. We talk about Bharat, and we talk about different kinds of flagship programs with regard to skill development, with regard to startups, with regard to Mudra scheme, through which small entrepreneurs have access to training. So to support the innovation and enterprises of the youngsters, so who require skill development to enhance their skills, because our former minister, he made a statement that majority of our educated youths are unemployed. They are not employed. They don't have those capacities. Skill development is very important. So if we develop skill development programs along with livelihood and other startup support provisions, certainly people will find employment, or they will create employment where they are, or they will find employability in the places where which they move. So these are very important aspects that we need to keep in mind. Lastly, I would like to highlight on the mental health issues associated with the migrant population. If you look at the psychosocial aspects, normally because of loss of job, loss of wage, loss of work, loss of security, loss of social support, it is because of social crisis and economic crisis, because of pandemic. So in migrant population are psychosocial distress and mental issues, especially post-traumatic disorders, anxiety, depression, fear, uncertainty. These are very common issues the migrant population are from. So we need to have the assessment of the psychological distress and devise mental intervention and psychosocial interventions. So our syllabus needs to change, our fieldwork needs to change. We should incorporate virtual technologies to reach the groups. And we must find some platforms to allow virtual network of to reach them and to ensure mental health support services and psychosocial. Revise our syllabus, our curriculum, focus of our curriculum, well, the methodology of our fieldwork practice, especially social work, and the schools of social work, we need to think on, customizing our social work curriculum to represent challenges and as opportunities. So, with this, I will conclude my presentations and I wait for any issues for the discussion. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Channavi Aryan. It was a very nice discussion, Dr. Aryan. Concluded the webinar today very nicely. He not only talked about what migrant laborers are, but he also talked about the political actors that are involved. He talked about different issues that surround migrant laborers, for instance, food security, food security, agricultural, housing, society. We talk about Bharat and all these other things that can be incorporated with respect to migrant laborers. He also highlighted towards the end the mental health issues that are arising and have arisen out of this situation, and how we need to be on the forefront to cope with these issues and become better citizens.
बैटरी दो इसका सुनो हाँ सुनो तुम्हारे चार्ज है कहाँ लगाओ
Do you have any questions there?
No, ma'am, not at there are no questions. There is one, however, a participant asks how the government can control such a huge mass who violate the rules, and they condemn the government also. If anyone would like to answer this question.
आ रहा है जी
Okay. I think this question
How do we control this population?
I was discussing about the role of governments and how it was totally uncontrolled governments also. My dear friends, I am not blaming any government also. Neither the central or the state governments. They have been doing the role very effectively. But India is a large country with so many issues, and all of a sudden, they don't understand that this is not only a pandemic and epidemic, this is a disaster management. And when a disaster takes place, it is all of a sudden out of our hand. We cannot control it. Whether you are in the chair or I am in the chair, question doesn't arise. Whoever is there in the government, sir, they will have to suffer a lot. In spite of their limitations, so all the NGOs, professional colleges, even I appreciate the efforts of the medical professionals, the nursing people, and the social workers. Unfortunately, what happened, most of us are social workers here. I will tell you, the professional social workers role is kept behind the screen. In one of my other presentations also I made it very clear. It is happened so because all these professional social workers, they are working with the NGOs. And whatever contribution is done, the credit goes to the NGOs. The role is hidden there. Therefore, it does not mean that the MSWs are not working. They have been working very well. So, to this question, this is a disaster management. In disaster management, the thing is anticipated and it is but natural. It is out of hand, either to the government and as well as the public organizations and the civil societies. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't think there are any more questions, but if anyone wants to ask,
There is a hello.
yes, this question.
There is one more question here. Ashok Kori is asking for are NGOs taking adequate financial assistance from the government to deal the migrant workers during COVID-19? Again,
What is the question? I am getting another question here. What is asking one question? How to deal with migrant workers' psychological problems? I am looking at the screen here. Jyoti is most of these people, they are forgotten their mental economy, the mental torture and all. Because devil spirits have come in those people who are their villages. They have done all these things. They are more worried about the food and shelter rather than the psychological problems. Psychological problems comes from when you are comfortable to the other situation, normally. So therefore, the desperate behavior all of the emotional situation and the moving to the places and food was the concern, shelter was the concern, transport was the concern, and there was a real problem on when you die because of the coronavirus. Even though they are carrying this message back of their mind, what happened to you? They are very busy with the public. No mask, no social distancing was there, no sanitizer was there. So even then, but they were received because they said they did not bring everything psychological aspects into their mind. They have only one ambition: let us reach our destination, that is a village, and to live in that village and die in the village. This is what happened in these times. But real question becomes the psychological aspect will start when they come back again to the cities. Then they are comfortable, they have to do a job. Here, we need to have some mobile clinics here, counseling clinics, especially to the medical social workers, or the association of medical social professionals. They will take interest in this gap. They will move to the government, the NGO and profession, and the corporates also. We have got to work with the CSR also, that funds can be dedicated to the counseling work in the form of the mobile clinics. We have to proceed to the migrant people at the work sites and as well as the slum area where they are living. This is all the concern of this psychological aspect. Thank you.
But there are a couple of questions asking about the sport of professional post-pandemic. So I believe this question can go to both Dr. Chandraveer Adam and Dr. B.P. Lami. What will be the scope of professional social work in this post-pandemic world?
Madhurima, I think it goes to all three of them. All three of them.
I think example was given such issues every you priority to that.
Yeah, see, professional social workers here in Bombay actually they as rightly said by Dr. Laki, all the insurance we have all experiments we could see everywhere. And in fact, when we have a webinar on what would be the social work placement now in this kind of a situation, and all the insurance were responding, there's a lot of documenting work required. As Dr. Chandraveer was also saying, that we just suppose we want to avoid situation, probably identification of vulnerable groups, understanding where the vulnerable groups are there in our own cities is something which we have to look into. And also now a crisis will happen because as Dr. Lami said, these people will come back. So the migrants will come back, but it may happen that when they come back, their jobs might have been taken up by somebody else. So there is going to be conflict. Whether they will come back and they will get their own place, whatever they were working on is going to be a question. There might be some kind of conflicts. Again, suddenly, there might be issues. So professional social workers, I think what we have to do is wherever we are, whether we are part of CSR, NGO, hospital or anywhere, I saw that they kept their regular work aside. They were doing all their regular work. But besides that, they took over many of these issues. I think it is our own duty. The second day of this COVID-19 lockdown, I was called by my students saying that, ma'am, I'm seeing this in my slum. I stay in the slum and I need your help. And my whole time I was strategizing with him how to combat police, to how to combat politicians, and how to reach out to senior citizens, and how do you actually, what is needed now is as professional social workers, we need to identify who are the most vulnerable, probably reskilling, probably provision of various kinds of jobs, identifying various jobs, implementation of law. These are various areas where I definitely see. Thank you. Okay, madam. Okay, any more questions? Madhurima, you can see in the chat box.
So a lot of questions were
One question, Nandini Rawat please ask some good question, that is, what would be the situation of these migrant workers who will be coming back? What will happen? Recently, madam has explained it. And she is asking another question to that. If they retain there in the villages, what do we suggest? So, myself, what I'm telling that in agriculture, there are some small scale industries need to be developed by these entrepreneurs. See, if you come to the Gulbarga area, Karnataka, the pulse growing, the fields are there. They can start the dal industries over there, wherein the people will get the employment. And organic farming is one of the important field. You can prepare the organic foods and it can be exported. There you need a lot of workers. And in this way, the small scale industry now have to be shifted to the rural area only. And the government should make a policy that if at all anybody wanted to start a small scale industry, so they will go to only villages and rural villages, and they will be given some the subsidies and other things and other facilities. Licensing will be easy to them, so that the workers who have been migrated to the new places will be retained over there. And I'm sure that I'm always a person with optimism that definitely the coming days will be better for the rural people also, because some of them, I am an agriculturist. I have my landed agriculture land. Believe me, we are unable to get our servants during the harvesting season, during the sowing season. It became a problem to us. And now I was happy because these people will accept the agriculture. India is a land of agriculture. Don't forget, all of you, that if agriculture is not the commitment or the threatening ways to the society. Therefore, if the government wants to make a policy, then we have to focus and this is a concern. And then on the people on the other will survive. Okay? Lot of things that question is there. Thank you. Thank you, Nandini Rao.
Madhurima, I think we are running out of time. Yes, do we have any more questions or we wind up here the webinar?
It is wind up here. Those questions were answered by our panelists.
Okay.
Anjana madam, I want to say one word that Anjana madam and Madhurima, they are very taskmasters.
Thank you, sir.
When I follow up is there, before 1 hour, the second lesson starts. I'm thankful to All India Association of Medical Social Professionals for creating the platform and taking our message to all the concerned. Dr. Chandra, you have given a very learned presentation tonight. So I have seen your PPT, therefore, all those points covered in your PPT, I omitted. And that is it.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Chandra.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anjana madam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Vaidyanti madam, and other participants.
Thank you. Thank you all the participants.
Yeah, I'm grateful to all the participants.
Okay. So thank you. Now I think here we reach the last part of today's webinar, sir. That is sort of thanks. Here I extend my sincere thanks first to Sri B.R. Shekhar, sir, who is the president of All India Association of Medical Social Work Professionals. Sir accepted our invitation in very short notice and joined with us today for his keynote address. Sir, I personally apologize for giving you such a short notice and you joined with us. So I thank you once again. I also thank Secretary of All India Association of Medical Social Work Professionals, Sri O.P. Giri sir, for his strong support and continuous guidance to conduct this webinar. I extend my thanks to the panelists, all Dr. Vaidyanti Anand, Dr. B.T. Lavni, Dr. Channavi.
Vikas.
All three of you, sir. This is a very
Vikas.
Especially I in Mumbai, when I was traveling back, I went from my office every day. I used to see
Vikas.
migrant labor walking a mile together.
Vikas. अरे यार ये लिंक तो बोल रहा है काम ही नहीं कर रहा है.
सौ लोग हो गए किसी
Actually, it was very, very pinching when we have seen the people in that hot summer of March, April, May. People walk miles together to reach to their places. So here I thank all three of you, sir. My talks were
फीडबैक तो होना चाहिए.
to make the whole subject very easy and understandable to everyone.
2-3 दिन
So,
तो वो लोग भर देगा तो हो जाएगा.
और 2-3 दिन बाद भर देंगे.
तो इसको खुला रहने दें.
हाँ कैसे खुला रहने दें, वो तो जो किया है वो
उनको बोल देंगे ना.
बोलना पड़ेगा.
All India Medical Social Work Professionals. He is continuously helped us for technical support of organizing this webinar. I thank you, sir. I also thank Dr. Prashant Singh, North Zone Zonal Secretary of All India All India Medical Social Work Professionals. And the last but not in the least, I also thank the participants. I also thank Ms. Madhurima Ledu, who is moderating this whole webinar program with all the technical support. So I thank one and all. So thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Hello, Madhurima, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Madhurima, there is an last announcement. We are closing the form. We are putting the feedback form.
Yes, ma'am.
All the participants, please fill the feedback form so that you will be receiving your e-certificate.
The feedback link is in the chat box given. So we request all of the participants to fill the feedback box so that you can update the e-certificates.
Generally, if they want. Hello. This feedback form is link is not opening, so please look after this. Yes, 1 second. We have just messaged it, but whether you see or not.
Hello, Anjana ma'am. Hello, Anjana ma'am. Hello. Feedback form is working. We can send only 100 participants in 1 day. So it is over now. So I request to all the participants, they will wait for 2 and 3 days. We will send accordingly. So in 1 day we can send only 100 participants. It is over. Okay. That's why it is not working.
Okay. So the remaining people can
wait. They can wait for 2 and 3 days. We can send by.
We can send them by email.
Email.
We request the remaining participants to wait for a few days so that we can